Hey guys, it's 681 Shadow. Welcome to my Boku no Hero Academia episode 22 review. Now, if you have not seen the episode yet or you're behind, pause this review and go watch that episode before you hear my review about it, because I will be talking about what happened in the episode. So if you don't want to get spoiled, then go watch it before you watch my review. So in this episode, we had really three main events happen. The first being the one that was basically teased throughout the entire next episode preview, which is the fight between Bakugo and Uraraka. And I'm gonna be honest, I really liked how Uraraka was strategizing throughout the battle, because you would think she's just aimlessly running into Bakugo and he's just blasting her back, but it turns out that from all of the debris that Bakugo was causing with his explosions, that she was actually making that she was actually collecting it, and it was all floating in the air with her quirk. So I really liked her strategy. She had a really good strategy for the match, but unfortunately for her, it didn't quite work because Bakugo was able to just obliterate all the debris in one blow, and then she had no energy left. So it was a really well fought match, but Bakugo was able to win, which was kind of obvious, seeing that seeing that his quirk, not only is it really powerful, but also um Midoriya pointed out in this episode. I'm not sure if he said it previously, but as Bakugo sweats, his quirk grows even stronger. So that's really scary because the more he works himself, the stronger he is. So definitely, it seems like Uraraka was no match, and Bakugo is able to advance to the second round, which leads into the second main event that happened in this episode. Well, actually, no, there's four. I said there's three. There's actually four, but we have the tiebreaker match between Kirishima and Tetsu Tetsu. They are and they're going to be arm wrestling for the tiebreaker match. It was actually really funny once again. I love it when they put these two together because since they're so similar, it just produces they're just able to produce such funny moments. But when I was watching the arm wrestling thing, I was like, oh, this probably isn't going to end very soon because they're both evenly matched. But it turns out Kirishima was able to like crack a hole into Tetsu's like iron, which made Tetsu Tetsu weaker, and then Kirishima was able to win with that. So these guys are basically just like a pair of comic relief characters, and I actually really like it because these two they've just made ever since they were introduced together, they've just made me laugh. Like when they were at the Fox Villains and the Obstacle Course, just from there on, these two have actually just been really hilarious, and it really sucks that that Tetsu got eliminated now because now it's just gonna be Kirishima. But Kirishima will be facing Bakugo um in the quarterfinals, so that's really gonna be an interesting match as we have as I'll kind of talk about the next part of the bracket at the end of the review. But then when Uraraka's in the player waiting room, because she was waiting for Midoriya to come because they're having a little break between the rounds, and she talks to Midoriya, kind of like fires him up, and says that she's fine, things like that. And then when Midoriya leaves to start going to his match against Todoroki, um, Uraraka's dad calls her, and they have a really emotional moment. It was because she really wants to just help her parents to take it easy, as she said at the beginning of the season, and so it's really emotional because she starts crying and how she wants to do better. She wants to do better, and her dad's just like, don't rush, things like that. It was a really nice moment for Uraraka where she hasn't really had much of those emotional moments. The only one who's really had an emotional moment, right? At least at this part of the series, the only people with emotional moments were Midoriya and then now Todoroki in this season. So now it's nice to see Uraraka getting some getting a moment there. But definitely that was a very emotional scene. But then the final thing before Midoriya and Todoroki stood off was that when Midoriya was walking to the arena, he he um he crosses paths with Endeavor, which was really crazy because Midoriya is so small and then Endeavor's like huge. So when he's talking to Endeavor and um Endeavor says like, oh, your quirk's kind of like All Might's, um and he's like, Todoroki is meant to, has the duty of surpassing All Might, and then Midoriya has a really cool line that he says to Endeavor. He says, "I'm not All Might. That's obvious, isn't it? Well, Todoroki isn't you." And then he walks away. So that was really powerful because he knows Todoroki's backstory, which is gonna be really cool. And it's actually just and it ever seems like um he seemed a bit triggered by it, and he left to go watch the fight from the stands. And the episode ends with Todoroki and Midoriya facing off, and it's gonna be a really cool episode. I can tell it's gonna be a really good fight between Midoriya and Todoroki. And there's some really cool stuff that they showed in the next episode preview, but I don't want to make this review too long, so I might make a next episode preview predictions video that will go up tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. But that's gonna be it for this review. Thank you all for watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode, and I will see you all next time.